Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Star Wars Shelter, where we cover everything Star Wars. We're back with the Mandalorian Rundown. This is episode 4. We took a little break from the series, but we are back in full force, jumping into our next episode. Jamie, good to see you, son.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good to see you too, Charlison. Back on the Mandalorian grind.
Yes, we are, mate.
After our little tier list last week.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, if you watched it.
Yeah.
If you haven't, bloody go.
Controversial opinions,
Yeah.
a few, to be honest. Including one of our mates outing me about my poor taste in Star Wars. And you know what? Fair enough.
I like that. Taking on all sides of the argument.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is Star Wars. It's meant to be enjoyed. And I'm glad people get passionate about it.
Yeah.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah. I'm ready to bounce back.
Right. Without further ado, Jamie, get us started with episode 4 of The Mandalorian Season 1.
Charlie, I will do just that, mate. So, Mandalorian, episode 4, season 1, starts with a village being raided. It's kind of a cold open, which is not something that we usually get for Mandalorian, if I remember correctly. It starts with a village being raided by a bunch of bandits killing a lot of the villagers. And to me, that shows that the galaxy is still like a really vicious and like violent, chaotic place, and the New Republic still haven't got like a grip of all the planets yet.
Yeah.
The Outer Rim.
Didn't actually think
Yeah,
about
no.
that.
That's what I'm here for, Charlie. I'm the brains. No. Sorry, Charlie.
Sorry, I'll let you off this once.
Good start of the redemption arc for me, innit? But yeah, no. The main villager, like it's Minecraft, the main person who we focus on, and her child during this episode are saved by hiding under a little basket, and then the cold open ends, and then we get the bloody title screen, mate.
Yeah. Straight off the bat, thoughts of this opening to this new episode?
Of this opening.
Yeah, so what's your first thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it sets up the episode really well. A bit of a spoiler in my own opinion, but it might not be my favourite episode of the season or of the show, but the cold open was pretty cool.
Yeah, fair play, mate. I like it. It's quite cool, isn't it? Different change of pace, which can be bad or good depending on your views, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just gives us, it does what it needs to do. It gives us the context of the episode, what's going on, what Mandalorian and a certain other character that will be introduced later, what they have to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does the job. It does the job well.
All right. So that brings us nicely into the next scene, which is, well, Mando's obviously with Grogu at first. They land on this planet, Sorgan. And then they're in the bar. And Mando's inquisitive about this certain lady person.
This certain lady person, he picks up on her straight away.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Like, he doesn't even sit down, I think, and notices her, and then immediately goes to the waitress and be like, who's she? Doesn't she have tattoos or something that gives her away as a ex-shock trooper?
It could be that, but I don't think that's. I'm not sure actually. She does have a rebel tattoo. I did see that, but I'm not sure if that's insinuated as to what he picked up on.
Especially if you're like just casually walking past her.
Yeah, but
maybe if you're in the profession long enough, you understand. You know, you can kind of read someone and their skills.
Yeah,
No?
yeah, I get what you mean.
Mando never seemed particularly hostile towards her.
I mean,
She did towards him.
yeah, they kind of
We'll get into in a minute,
yeah.
but he was trying to scout her out.
Yeah, and then he follows her, and then it kicks off. Then little Grogu turns up with his hot brew, and saves the day from them killing each other.
Just kills them with kindness.
Yeah.
So the character's name, if I remember correctly, is Cara Dune, right?
Yeah.
She is, as a character, like so skilled in combat and stealth that she hides from Mando, who's got like a thermal visor on, which is pretty sick. and then goes hand to hand with him in Beskar armor and takes a few like punches from like a Beskar gauntlet,
Yeah, that's
and
mad.
that must hurt.
That's mad, isn't it?
That must be really, really painful. Makes me think: is she a better fist fighter than Mando? I think she might be.
Ooh, a cheeky little opinion there.
I mean,
Maybe, Jamie. Little,
oh, I know what you're gonna say.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little shameless plug. Maybe that's a video for our upcoming new series, Star Wars
Oh.
Versus, where we go 1-on-1 against each other with a character each, and then you
Oh.
decide who has won.
Can't believe it. He's just dropped it here.
I know, mate. But
There
yeah,
you go, mate.
there you
That's it. New Star Wars versus Buddy series coming soon, lads.
but yeah,
Well, yeah, maybe. Fist fight Mando versus Cara Dune.
one
I
little,
like that.
yeah. So anyway, one little side note from this scene, and it actually links to the earlier scene as well, is Grogu. It's a little tidbit to do with their little growing relationship, but both times Mando wants him to stay there. Both times he doesn't, and he follows him when they get off the ship,
Yeah.
and then again when he obviously goes outside and finds him fighting. So
That's
Grogu has got a bit of a not obsession, but like he is stuck to Mando's side more literally
Yeah,
than we first
definitely.
thought.
Definitely, Charleston. I like that. And I was thinking about that myself actually when watching this because I completely agree. I mean, Mando, Yoda is not, Baby Yoda is not leaving Mando's side at all.
Yeah,
And that makes me think, from what we know about him in season 2 and what he's been through, maybe this is the first time in his life since the Jedi Purge that he feels safe
yeah,
with anyone.
true, very true.
No, we don't know what he's been through from then until now.
Mm.
And now he won't leave this strange, still at this point, a stranger's side. So either it's a very, very strong connection, which I do feel like it is, but also like a sense of safety with this person who's not trying to, trade him away for money or kill him.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Good old
Tragic,
Grogu.
really.
It's tragic, but I mean, hopefully by the end of when Mando finishes the whole, it has a happy ending to some extent.
I hope so. I really do.
But yeah, and then Mando's back to his ship, and then these little farmer boys turn up, begging pretty much, and like offering him money and everything for him to help them defend their farm from these pirate geezers that we saw at the start.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they seeked him out and they said they've been searching for him or traveling for like a day.
Yeah,
So they don't have advanced like technology. They're like still a very primitive, society,
yeah,
and they just need this outsider. But they do know about Mandalorian, so it's not like they're like primitive, like I don't know, maybe Tusken Raiders or something. But they don't have the capacity, big man, to to take on the Raiders
yeah,
without Mando.
yeah. But he actually does say no at first, doesn't he?
Does, and I
Even
think
with
that
the money,
still shows
even
he's
with the
not
money.
like a good guy yet.
So even with the money, he says no. But it's not. Yeah, it's not until they kind of talk about being in the middle of nowhere, and he's like, "Oh, I need a place to lay low." So tags along for his own benefit. But I guess there's still some kind of like niceness in his heart when he's doing it, because then he goes and gets Cara to help him as well. He gives her a bit of money to help. So yeah.
He gives her all of the money, I think.
Oh wow. Didn't actually.
So
Yeah,
all he's getting out of it is a place to stay.
Yeah.
Which ultimately in this episode is what he wants for Grogu and himself.
Yeah, true. But yeah,
A place for him to settle down with his new kid, a little green kid.
so him enlisting Cara Dune is the start of this new duo, or gang, even if you include Grogu.
Yeah.
The,
Even more
the
if you
posse.
included like Apollo Creed and
Yeah.
the and the couple from season 2 that I will not get into just yet, but I'm sure you can figure out who I'm talking about.
So yeah, they turn up and they realise they got a lot of work to do, don't they? with these silly sausages that are the Minecraft villagers.
I think that's their official name. That's just the city sausages.
But then
Cannon.
then so they're like, oh yeah, we'll teach her. Oh, actually, Kara at first is like, no, if you can't fight, we're
Yeah.
fucked. Jog on.
Yeah, she's the one like, nah, mate.
Yeah, but then Mando steps up. He's like, no, you know what? We'll teach them. They need this. This is their home. He understands the importance of like family and like closeness and home and community because he's a Mandalorian.
Definitely. Yeah, and I feel like he's learning about that to a maybe more healthy extent with Grogu.
And the flip side of it is, obviously, Cara Dune's been part of the rebellion, and she almost has like traumatic memories of the ATSTs.
Yeah.
So that when she hears about that, she's
the
not
first to try and run.
Yeah.
To hearing about
She's
that,
like,
and yeah, she says something about like she's seen it wipe out squads of soldiers
in minutes.
Yeah.
It's
so she knows what she's talking about.
But then, yeah, it's almost like a scene from the Magnificent Seven where they train up the village to fight the bad guys, and then.
No, I haven't actually seen that movie, but
it's similar.
I can imagine
it's a similar vibe to this episode.
Oh really? Okay.
But
not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest. But yeah, carry on.
It's obviously Anyway, so yeah, they train up these geezers to get them using the guns, but then there's one, the mum, who I think's name's like Omira or something like that, and then he goes, "Who can shoot?" And she puts her hand up.
That's true.
And then you see her shooting like all the targets. Like she's got some past, which I don't know if they'll delve into more in the future. But yeah,
very cool. Maybe a prequel series. No, probably not. But
yeah, it's a bit too small.
A comic or something.
Yeah, you never know, mate. Star Wars is full of opportunities for stuff like that.
See, I'd rather see something, anything to do with her rather than say Cassian Andor.
Oh, hot take.
That might be a hot take. Yeah. But like, I don't dislike Cassian Andor, but I feel like she's got all going for her, you know?
Yeah, like she's like a complete mystery. Whereas he just joined the rebellion, it ain't that much, is it?
When he was 6 years old. I've got another note while we're on the topic of training. It says, Mando watched the Clone Wars before this episode and wants to train farmers and go and kill pirates. Which is exactly the plot of that episode where Anakin, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka are trying to train those farmers.
Yeah, I remember, yeah. Oh my god.
Against Yondu. That's Guardians of the Galaxy. What's his name?
Is it Cad Bane?
Pirate.
Ember.
Oh, no,
Ember.
No, Ember was on their side.
Oh, Hondo.
Hondo, thank you.
Yeah, I remember now. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. But it just, when I was rewatching this episode again, because I've seen the episodes of Clone Wars since, I was like, wow, this is just the Clone Wars episode.
Yeah, I didn't actually, I forgot about that. But yeah, it's quite a common, not common, like it's quite a used
classic trope.
Yeah. Like it's a common trope. Yeah.
I think Mandalorian was watching the episode on the Razor Crest right before the episode started.
Just tune into Cartoon Network.
Yeah, why not? Just chill out before he has to fucking kill flipping an ATST. Whoops. We're what, like half an hour into it? Anyone's still watching? I'm sorry that I swore.
I think I already have, to be honest, mate. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yes. I'm not sure that's true. But, yeah, moving on.
But yeah, so they're building all the traps. They got that trap that they want the ATST to fall in. They build barricades and everything. And then they plan to raid the enemy's base first to provoke them into attacking.
Right.
So it's Mando and Cara working as a tag team for the first time.
Yeah, that's it.
It's actually
some stealthy business.
Yeah, it's quite a cool little battle. The only thing I would have said is they probably could have like stealthed a few more, so that they didn't have to take on a full army. They probably could have taken out quite a lot stealthily.
Maybe.
But they chose to literally stealth out 2 and then just blow up the place.
Yeah. Well, I guess at least for Mando, stealth really isn't his forte, especially with like a big, solid, shiny suit of armor.
Very true.
Yeah. So maybe not.
Yeah, so then they do that bit. They provoke the ATST, which is bloody like they've made it even more scary with the red eyes and everything. Like it's actually
Yeah, yeah, they
it's
have.
really good imagery. Like what they've done with that, I thought
Yeah, I
they made
love
it.
that.
Yeah,
Very customized.
yeah, and then yeah, the battle begins.
The battle.
So the battle in itself is pretty cool. I thought
Yeah.
fun little battle.
I mean,
It's quite what's the word? Like it's not shined. It's not like scrubbed over. It's very like down and dirty. Like it's
yeah, that's true. It's not like
there
a
is a word for it.
glossy.
Yeah,
Pardon?
there is a word for it, but I don't know what it is. But it's very
Quite
like
gritty.
gritty. That's the one.
Yeah, it is quite gritty,
Yeah.
which is good. I mean, I feel like this fight scene does wonders for when we see a Jedi take on, like even in Rebels, when we see Kanan effortlessly in season 4 take down an ATST by cutting its legs. This contrast of just normal people with no force abilities or lightsabers to speak of, struggling against one ATST, it really puts things into perspective
Yeah,
as to
it's
how
crazy, isn't it?
powerful they are and how powerful the Jedi are.
Like even Mando is pretty OP. Like it just shows how good the Jedi are compared.
Yeah, yeah, it really does. Like, and it also, I suppose, helps us kind of mentalize and understand how the Empire is still this formidable force. Because in stuff like Rebels and I was going to say Clone Wars, but it was a similar technology. The Jedi are cutting down, walkers left, right, and center, and it's only now to me that you get this sense of like, oh crap, this is what one ATSC can do.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Someone who's not prepared,
yeah, that's why
it's gonna just destroy you.
It shows you why the Empire has such control. Because like you watch something like Rebels, you'd be like, why can't they just take them down that easily? But when you take away the Jedi, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard for
Like Rebels was exactly the same without Kanan and Ezra and Ahsoka. It would have been over in season 1.
Yeah, literally. Oh, God.
Really, it really would. And I suppose that brings even more clarity as to why they were so thorough, especially in the comics, for Darth Vader just trying to wipe out any Jedi.
Because
even one Jedi, like Kanan, he's not the best Jedi. He's far from it. But the things he can do compared to, say, Mandalorian, Mando, trying to take down this ATST, the power level is just insanely different.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, bloody hell. Bloody.
It's crazy. And it's crazy how the Star Wars universe just manages to balance that, because you could think, there are these OP space wizards with laser swords. Anything beneath that would be just, redundant. But with like Han and Chewie and Mando, you still get some really, really cool characters who just use a blaster.
Yeah.
Even Cad Bane.
Yeah,
Cad Bane goes against, Jedi all the time.
Yeah.
Brains over brawn, which I suppose comes back to this episode, because this really is a plan
Yeah.
to try and take down this ATST.
Yeah, it's cool. It's another way of approaching it instead of just having a fight.
Yeah, if they tried to match the ATST in like an open field,
Yeah, they're gone. But
instantly.
the other interesting thing is, it's not Mando that takes it down. It's actually Cara in the end. Which I guess is
true.
just like helping her with her introduction to the series, like making her cement her as a cool character. But yeah, she does the dirty work. She runs forward, she shoots the thing up, and then Mando just chucks a little bomb in at the end.
It's true. Teamwork.
Makes the dream
work.
bloody work, son.
Yeah, but overall, it was a pretty cool fight.
Yeah.
It's good to see, the villagers rise up and Mando and Cara use the terrain to their advantage. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and again, that Omira woman, she's getting a lot of kills on the board. She's showing her grit. Don't know how much relevance it'll have ever again, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's okay to have a cool one-off character, I suppose.
And then you get a few scenes where it's like Mando obviously deciding whether to keep Grogu there, and then you get a bit of an insight into like the Mando culture again when she's like talking about him taking off his helmet.
Yeah.
And you find out he hasn't taken it off since he's like a kid in front of anyone. That's mad.
not much older than the kids running around and playing with Baby Yoda. Yeah.
Yeah, so no one's actually seen his face. That is mental.
Oh,
When we have
no
in
one.
we have in Game of Thrones, but
You know exactly what it looks like. But yeah, no, it's crazy,
Yeah.
and it really like emphasized in season 2 when like Bo-Katan's like, oh, so you're one of those Mandalorians.
yeah, it's
Uh,
yeah. There's so much like
it adds more to this season. You're like, oh crap, yeah, maybe he is just like an extreme branch.
it's mad. It's just it's so in depth. It's so good in it. How much depth
World
there is.
building in the show is amazing.
Yeah, but yeah,
So good.
he has the difficult task of giving up, or not giving up, but like leaving Baby Yoda to stay with like a more calm and like peaceful area instead of going around with him risking getting shot every 2 minutes. And you also get him just
That's true.
so he's got that sacrifice to make because you've also got him rejecting this woman and like her offer for him to stay there because he just doesn't think he belongs there, sticking true to the Mando.
Yeah,
He just
it's true. He thinks he'd be a liability more than a help, despite everything he's done for them. I think.
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Sad.
Yeah.
Again, it's quite sad that he can't just settle down. He needs to keep on going. And like, where does he stop? That's the question.
Yeah, he said that he was happy when the Mandalorians brought them in, but it doesn't seem like a particularly luxurious or happy life.
Yeah, he kind
Wandering from planet to planet, now with a bounty on his head, so looking after a small, fragile thing.
Yeah,
Also has a bounty on his head. It's going to be a tough life for them.
because that's what happens next, isn't it? As soon as he thinks it is peaceful for Grogu, there's another geezer here with a bloody fob from the guild,
Yeah,
ready to kill.
tracks them all the way down here.
Yeah, and he goes by the name of Imperial Spy on Lego Star Wars.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Um, yeah. I knew I watched this after season 2 came out at first, and I was like, oh crap, is he gonna die? Like, I wasn't like the show's so good at keeping you on your seat.
Yeah,
Edge of your seat. I didn't know if he
so
was
did
gonna
I.
survive or not.
Same. I was like, oh my god. But then Kara saved today again.
This is really Kara's
Yeah.
episode, isn't it?
Yeah, they can't. It's a good introduction to her, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is sad that Grogu's just a child, but he's already drawn into a fight that he can't really get out of.
Yeah, just because he was born as his rare force sensitive species, I suppose.
Yeah.
And does beg the question: is what the Jedi are doing right, taking children at a very young age?
Yeah. It's
They don't have a say in it. And if Baby Yoda was maybe, I don't know about his parents, but with his own kind, maybe, or not at the Jedi Temple, he probably would have lived a very normal life.
it's true. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a very
Which does, I suppose, bring into light what Luke is saying in The Last Jedi, where he's like, the Jedi's downfall was hubris and he didn't do things right. Like, maybe he learns that along the way. Maybe
It's
in
true.
season
Like
3.
you can like you don't see it when you're first watching the films because they're just presented to you as the good guys. Whereas now we've got all this extra Star Wars content, like even including the sequels.
Yeah.
You're starting to see that it's really fleshed out that there's no just good and bad. There's just people fighting for different things and doing it in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I really do like about, honestly, the sequels. I'm not going to stay on that for too long, but including The Mandalorian, I suppose that's a sequel as well. But I feel like they've done a really good job in fleshing out the moral ambiguity of the worlds, I think.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah. It just adds another layer to it. Doesn't it? It's sick.
Yeah. But even in the prequels, when it was like focusing on the twilight of the Jedi and how they are far from their prime and they're not doing things the way they should be,
Yeah, it's true. Actually,
Obi-Wan feels regret for Anakin because he doesn't really try and talk Anakin out of it, really, does he?
Yeah. True.
He ignites his
true.
lightsaber and he admits he's gone to the dark side. He says only a Sith deals in absolutes, and then he tries to kill him. Like
Yeah,
the
so
Jedi
they're
are
not always
far
getting it right.
from innocent in all of this.
Mm. I like that. It's very it's moved,
Mm,
it's come a long way.
definitely.
So yeah, that's the rundown of the episode. I mean, what did you like about this episode?
But um, I will say from the get-go, I do not think it's my favorite episode. I think it was a bit fillery.
Yeah, no, that's definitely understandable.
A little bit. It introduces Cara Dune, which is cool. It helps develop Grogu and Mando's relationship, which again is very cool.
Yeah,
Just think, like you said, so the cool villager who we get to meet, we're never going to see her again.
yeah. So
I
again,
highly doubt
it
it.
just feels a bit throwaway, doesn't it? It's
It just kind of like,
like what is the point of spending time on another character if they're just gone by the end of the episode?
yeah, maybe because it's so early in the series, they were kind of trying to find their footing.
That's fair actually.
No, maybe they did play with the idea of killing Grogu then, but they were like, no, we'll let Cara, save him. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, I'll reiterate. I thought the battle was sick. Like, I know it's short, but like, even if it was longer, I probably would have still enjoyed it. It was quite a fun battle.
Yeah.
Um,
It was cool. Like, I didn't dislike. Still enjoyed my time. The
Yeah,
characters are
it
cool.
just-
The world's cool.
yeah, you just
Some of
don't.
the shots in this episode, so the establishing shots of the village.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, they're nice. It's a nice. They're all nice looking episodes.
Yeah, I think the cinematography only gets better though.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
crazy how good it is.
But then, yeah, I guess what draws this episode back is it just, you can't really get too invested in it because it's not really contributing too much to the main story.
Yeah,
It just is a bit filler, isn't it? It's just you're seeing these people, and you're never going to see them again.
yeah. I'd go fast to say there's kind of like a sense of aimlessness.
Yeah,
Which I guess is kind of the point because Mando's kind of on the run and he's not sure
yeah. I guess it is
what
okay.
he's
Like
doing.
with like the Clone Wars, for example, there is a lot of filler, whereas I can't actually think
Yeah.
of many more, if any, other filler episodes in Mando. So I guess it's okay to
Yeah.
have like the odd
Yeah,
one.
that's true. And
Keep-
like we said, it's still very early days of this series.
Yeah,
But
keeps the
speaking of the Clone Wars, I think the filler, the only like I haven't finished Clone Wars yet. I'm on season 6, but I suppose the very reason why I haven't finished it yet is that I have a really really cool arc, and then as a filler series with Padme and ex-boyfriend about the banking clan, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I really don't care.
yeah.
Like I really don't care, and that's what I think. Unless season 7 is like amazing, like seriously amazing.
I
which
can tell
hear
you now,
is.
there's not a filler episode in season 7.
So glad to hear that. Maybe the like 10-year gap that they had, the 10-year break was a good thing for them. But
Yeah,
I feel like the filler is hot take gonna stop me from saying like Clone Wars is goated. Because same for if Mandalorian had more these episodes in it, maybe the story that we've had so far turned to 3 seasons because we had more filler episodes
Yeah.
sprinkled in.
yeah, very true.
I would not be as happy with this series as I
Yeah,
am.
yeah, I'd agree with that. One other little thing I'll add, just as we finish off here, is there's one little plot hole I found
Oh yeah.
where I guess you could kind of add it to character stuff, but it's funny how I always thought it was funny. Like at the start, when they're in the bar, he literally just leaves Grogu in the hands of some stranger and just throws her like a coin and says, "Look after him." And he's like doesn't care at all. And then at the end of the episode, like Grogu literally just goes to walk out of the house in like this harmless village, and he like craps himself. He's like, "No, don't go out."
Oh really?
It's like
Well,
it's like
maybe.
shady bar in the middle of nowhere. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, you can stay here. A harmless village with all like little peaceful people. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Hey, going.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's very true.
That's very nitpicky, but yeah, I picked up on that.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, that's true. Are you referring to the bit where the kid asks if Grogu can play?
yeah, and he's like, I don't know if
And
they
I don't think so, mate.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's true.
final thoughts. Let's do a rating. What would you give this out of 10? I think
Think about this.
I think the lowest we've given episodes.
Charlie?
The lowest I have anyway is an 8, I think,
Uh,
or a 7.5 maybe. I haven't gone that low.
well, I've been thinking about this rating for a while as you've been talking, Charlton, and I have to say I'm gonna give. I still enjoyed myself. Good time. Maybe not particularly relevant in the grand scheme of things, but Star Wars doesn't always have to be. I'm gonna give it a solid 7.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. 7 out of 10. It's fun.
Yeah.
It feels like Star Wars still. It's a nice, fun little episode. But you can't really go
Yeah.
much higher when it's a filler episode. So
Yeah,
7
it
out of
was
10.
a good time. I think the length of this episode of the podcast will mirror how much you got to talk about it.
It's probably as good as a filler episode gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the filler in this was better than any of the filler in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Oh, I feel like I'm atting the Clone Wars now. What a slander.
Right, should we cap it? Let's cap it off with one last thing before we forget. Badass of the week.
Badass of the bloody week, mate.
Who
I
can
think
we put
there's
forward
only
here?
one.
Do you know what? I guess we could. Could we leave Mando out for one more week? He doesn't do too much in this episode.
I think we can. I think we've got the same idea.
Yeah, Cara June, or the Omera, the other woman we're introduced to.
Yep, that was
Yeah?
my thoughts exactly, mate.
Okay, so I
There you
mean,
go.
I know my pick. It's going to be Cara June. That's my badass of the week.
I think mine will be as well.
Yeah, so our badass of the week is Cara June. You
Yeah,
can
but
vote
what
for
is
yours
yours?
throughout the week
Yeah.
on Instagram.
That is the
At Star
question.
Wars Official. At Star Wars Shelter Official, sorry. Yeah. We're also
That's our name.
we should be starting our Twitch very soon. That will also be in our bio and description and everything else. Yeah.
Coming soon, lads.
It's been another week. Good to be back on the Mando train. Thank you for watching.
Good to be back.
And once again, it's a goodbye from Jamie.
Bye.
And it's a goodbye from me. Goodbye.